we searching for more authentic experiences lately? There's a growing interest in 2000s tech, digital cameras, wired headphones, just vintage goods as well, things that were built to last. It's definitely connected with the recent rise of AI, the increased amount of artificially generated slop flooding every single aspect of our lives, perfect, polished looking content. Let's dive deeper and see why. We're living in a moment where AI is shaping almost everything from work, art, communication, even identities. And companies are using it more and more frequently, replacing actual human beings with it, which obviously is creating a problem, not only on the economical aspect, because people are now rendered useless, but also psychologically. Feeds seem to be full of content that's either too rage baity or flawless. We're all left asking the same question: is this AI? We're literally going through an authenticity crisis, and there's no wonder why, because we can no longer identify what is human and what is not. With the rise of echo chambers, deepfakes, scams, it makes sense that people will reach for more imperfect and raw things. And this is where nostalgia comes in, why we're going back to analog. There's just something about holding an object that's not trying to be smart, like an old Nokia phone you could just charge once a week, or an iPod that would just play music. They don't try to do anything that goes beyond their basic capabilities, and that's fine. It's not performing for you. It's not collecting your data. It's just an object. I don't really need a microwave that can play music and read me bedtime stories. Nostalgia helps us feel anchored in times of rapid technological change like we're currently facing. Honestly, the 2000s are perfect for this because they are old enough to be romanticized, but also close enough to feel familiar for most of us. There's just a satisfaction coming from pressing down a clunky button or the noise from connecting your audio jack to the phone. It's not about going backwards, it's about remembering what it felt like to live without the constant pressure of feeling connected at all times and being constantly online, with time to slow down and pause, because the way we currently live, it's far from natural, even if it did become the norm. I feel like this nostalgia ties into something much bigger, like the collapse of craftsmanship. Everything today is designed to be fast, cheap, replaceable, produced in huge factories by people that are just trying to earn their next meal in conditions no one should be facing. There's just no soul, no passion, no knowledge that was passed down from a mentor or master to their apprentice. No personality, no care, no legacy. Just big corporations engulfing the smaller ones, feeding you the next regurgitated trend that by the time you actually get onto it, it's gone and no one cares about anymore. They've moved on to the next big thing. That's why buying from artisans and local small businesses or vintage, it just has something magical about it, almost like you're stepping into a story that's waiting to be discovered. There's just an energy about it. You can feel the care that was poured into making it. Even research shows that we are more appreciative of things and objects that show signs of age or use. That's what's called the patina effect. We just trust things that survived time because durability is a sign of honesty, and this appreciation of imperfection and history is the total opposite of our current culture of instant disposability. A well-made item says to you, I was built by a person, for a person, to be cherished and enrich their life. You don't get that from cheap plastic. Another thing that fits into this nostalgia is the sameness of everything. Think about the last time you visited a big capital city and compare it to your own. You will be shocked to see that there's the same coffee shops, the same brands, same architecture, uniform, basic, stripped of identity. They are all becoming the same. And it affects our mental health more than we admit. People feel less attached to things that lack uniqueness. When everything is the same, nowhere feels like home. There's no identity to anything. There's just a boringness that spreads through everything. There's no richness, there's just no growth. The same thing is happening online. Same topics, same creators with their perfect looking lives, teaching you how you should be, how you should act, what you should like, to fit in the same mold they're all in. And people are tired and bored. They want to interact with real humans again. And we're already seeing a huge cultural shift. Brands and creators that post super curated, perfect looking content just feel outdated. We are deleting more and more of our social media apps because they don't feel social anymore. They just feel like another platform to consume with full ads and zero connection, making us feel lonelier than ever. And I think we're going to see more and more people going offline, going to in real life events, connecting to actual people and discovering things in a natural way without being fed the same exact thing over and over, just wrapped in a different packaging. Accepting the actual growth that comes from contradicting opinions, living like a real person, basically just human interaction. It seems like most of us have forgotten what that even looks like. All this raises a very interesting question. If AI can actually perfect everything, copy anything, and it's so close to being literally indistinguishable from actual human content, then what actually separates us from machines? Even if we are moving closer to a future that looks more and more like a scene from Blade Runner or Ghost in the Shell, great masterpieces, by the way, we still have something that no algorithm can replicate. Call it a soul, the imperfect traits we all share as human beings, the emotions, the warmth of laughter, the connection we feel with nature and everything around us. There's not something that AI can replicate. Maybe this rise in nostalgia, this appreciation we have for past objects and vintage items, this crave for community and human connection isn't about resisting the future, but more about protecting something that matters to us, parts of us that we don't want to lose, because humans want a world that's alive, not a world that's perfect. Even if machines can imitate life, they can't actually live it. At least for now. Thanks for watching.